Hey guys, today I will be making Albondiga Dominicana for you. Hi guys, today I want to show you how I make um, Dominican meatballs. So I kind of cheat because you usually have to chop up everything and put it into your cooking. But of course, as you know me already, I hope, I use sofrito for it. So back here I have this pot that's over 40 years old, and this is the pot that I cooked all my children's meals growing up, my family. So I thought I would bring it back out and use it because this video especially is for my children because they love my meatballs and I want to keep the tradition in the family. So as you can see here, I have water in the back there. This is where we're going to make our sauce. So for our sauce, what we're going to be using is tomato paste and sofrito. So I'm going to add to this my sofrito. I'm going to measure one big cucharon, which is a spoon, and just put that in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding to that my tomato paste. Now this is going to cook and it's going to start to reduce, which is going to give you a delicious sauce. So I'm just going to put that in there. I'm using like just 3/4 of the container. If I need more, I'll add more. But for right now, I think that's good for now. I'll put this off to the side. Now, this is going to be my little calderito, which is where I'm going to be frying my meatballs. So let's get that started. But before I do, let me just grab my oil because I did forget to grab that. I'm just going to get that in here so I don't have to worry about looking for it after my hands get dirty. Alrighty. We have that started. So for today's meatballs, this is what I'm using. Okay, this is 2 pounds and change. And for 2 pounds of meat, I will be adding 2 eggs and 2 slices of bread and sofrito. So I'll get that started here. Now I've been making these meatballs for many years. And everybody loves them and always wants extras. So today's meatballs that I'm making, I'm actually making early in the morning, as you can see on my clock, for my son and my grandchildren that I'm going to go visit them. I'm going to wash my hands, soap and water. Always important to wash, and disinfect your hands when handling food. So what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to be using a healthy multigrain bread into my meatballs. You would normally use white, but this is what I have today, which is perfectly fine. What I like to do is, I like to take my bread, run it under water, and squeezing the water out. So I'm grabbing 2 slices. 2 slices. I'm going to bring it here to the sink, and I'm wetting it. I'm going to change the bread out. Don't like this one. Let me get the white one. I was using that bread because I hadn't eaten it and it went bad on me. But here we go again. 2 white slices of bread. I'm going to run it under water. And I'm going to squeeze the water out of it. These kind of taste, to people have said to me, kind of taste like Swedish meatballs. Put that into the meat. So now, while I'm getting ready here, this you can see is a roaring, boiling already. So while I continue to cook, I'm going to be adding 2 eggs to this mixture, and then I'm going to hand mix it. My sofrito has onions, peppers, garlic, oregano. It has adobo. It has cumin. It has chicken bouillon. It has recaito. It has, what else? It has all the seasonings in there. So that's why I go for this all the time. So now I'm going to add to this mixture here, I'm going to add, again, a cucharon, which is about half a cup, I would think. And I put it in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix that now. I'm going to put this on low just to get it started. Because as soon as I mix this, I'm going to start making my meatballs. So here we have everything. 2 egg slices that have been wet. 2 eggs. And my sofrito. And the chopped meat. So I'm just going to mix this. This is not my favorite part because it's cold. As you can see, I've washed my hands already. I don't know how many times. I've lost track. Oh, it's cold, cold, cold. What I do is I run the water and I warm my hand up because it's too cold. It's almost like being outside with no gloves. Get this well incorporated. I'll raise it a little bit because we're almost done here. Woo. So I mix this to make sure all of my ingredients are well incorporated. The water is piping hot. So this is the way I've been making this forever. Get that going. Looks like a lot of water in there, but when you put all this in it and you cook it down, it's going to be just enough sauce. So with this, I like to have a plate of rice with it, white rice, and meatballs. This is not Italian meatballs with pasta. These are Dominican meatballs. And imagine if I had to sit here chopping all of the condiments and measuring out all the seasonings. It would take forever. But I have my trusty sofrito that's in my refrigerator every day of the year. Now I'm going to wash my hands all over again with some soap. Can't wash your hands enough when you're cooking. So now that's it. Sauce is going. My meat is prepared. And now all I'm going to be doing is frying it off. I do fry mine. It gives it such a amazing richness to it. I'm going to be using my cookie scooper and dumping it into my oil. But I will be shaping it as well as I go. I do make them perfect little balls. This just gets so delicious when you fry them. I did forget to do what I always did with my children, which is I would always take one meatball, flatten it out like that, really thin, and I would fry it off in a skillet. And my kids loved it because my son, especially my youngest, I'd always call him and say, "Alex, come here." And here he comes. And I would give him half of the patty, and then my other son, Ralphie, he would come and get the other half. But it was usually Alex who would come running. He loves his mama's meatballs. And he was my sampler for everything I made anyhow. That's kind of a little love tradition that I had. So if you see, these are the size of a walnut. So what I do is, as I'm doing these, as they brown, I go dumping it into the sauce on the side. So it's from frying pan into the sauce. And what could be easier? And it tastes amazing. I know that my son and my grandchildren are going to love this. I'm hoping my other son will come and visit as well with his family. I'm just going to take my tongs, just move these guys around a little bit, making more room. You don't want to go in there when they're still soft. I'm moving the first ones that I went in here with because I don't want it to fall apart. Put that there. Let me make the heat as high as it can go, because this isn't about to, I'm not about to sit here and cook it all the way through, because it's just going in there. And that's going to cook for maybe another half hour or longer, depending on how fast the water reduces. So I've got that in there going, and I'm going to continue making the meatballs and putting them on the side. Because I'm not going to sit here and wait for this little batch to be done for me to continue cooking. So I'll just prep these all on the side here. and get that done. So far this has taken 15 minutes. That's not bad. And it helps to have an ice cream scoop. And if you don't, you use a regular tablespoon. And just pinch out whatever size meatballs you want. Quick, easy, and delicious. And with these meatballs, there is a ton of memories and love going to well, thinking about it all. The kids smelling it, couldn't wait to sit down and eat. So I'm just going to continue to do this. I'm just going to take a fork and go under the meatballs. My tongs are too tight of a fit right now to go in there. Just flip these around. This is actually a new caldero, so hasn't been seasoned yet, so it's a little sticky on the bottom. But it still works. So what I'll continue to do is, I'll continue to turn these around, and when this is done browning, I'll come back and show you what I do next. Okay, I'm just back to show you that I've taken the first batch and thrown it into the water, and now I have all my meatballs here prepared, and I will be doing the same process until all my meatballs have been completely cooked. I did forget to mention, these are called Albondigas Dominicana, Dominican meatballs. So while I did fry my first batch, I did finish preparing the meatballs on the side, which makes it go faster. So I'll finish cooking these off, and then I'll come back in a few. Guys, I'm back, and I just wanted to show you that I continue cooking, but I had a little emergency in between cooking where I had to turn the stove off and tend to it, but everything turned out all right. I just wanted to continue explaining to you what I'm doing. As you could see, taking the meatballs out of the oil and putting it into the sauce, which I've done throughout the whole entire time I'm cooking. And now I'm finishing off my meatballs, and we'll be done pretty soon. So I didn't get to close off the video the way I wanted to, so I just wanted to come back and then take the opportunity to explain what happened. This doesn't take as long as you can see on my clock. It's just that I had to tend to an emergency and let you know that the meatballs did come out amazing. I did end up taking them to my son and my grandchildren, and it was the best experience ever. Everybody loved it. My one granddaughter, who's 6 years old, had 3 servings of the meatballs with the rice, and my son had 2 huge servings, as a matter of fact. So needless to say, the meatballs were a success, and everything is okay now. And I just wanted you to see how these finished off. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video and share with your friends.